Matt Dover with Special Task and your security-minded friend. Today I'm going to talk to you about the power of light. What do I mean when I say that? A lot of times we get these questions with Special Tasks like, hey Matt, we're looking for some ideas, some cheaper ways to take care of things to be safe. But what does that mean? So we're talking about the power of light. Well, when you were a kid, even probably as an adult now, you might be a little afraid of the dark. You turn on the lights in the hallway to get around the house. And you do these things because light gives you safety, it gives you warmth. You look through criminal activity. When does criminal activity mostly happen? It happens during the nighttime. It doesn't happen during the day. I mean, it happens, but for the majority of the time, it happens during the nighttime. So what do? How do we give you that thing? And so what I suggest is take a flashlight. So it sounds like one of those real rudimentary things like, really, Matt, we're taking a flashlight, that's going to change everything for me. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to. You know, as your security-minded friend, I'm telling you, a flashlight can make the biggest difference in that small little item. Okay? Think about those childhood fears. You're trying to get from your bed to the bathroom across the floor of lava with the monsters underneath your bed. It's no different you getting from the club back to your home, your hostel, or wherever. Okay? So let's talk about flashlights and what we mean about that. This applies to anybody, really, kids, grown men, especially women and traveling alone. A flashlight can make a difference, give you that little extra comfort. So we're talking about flashlights. I'm not talking about like some monster mag light you're going to take with you. I'm talking about some smaller flashlights, and I'll use this one as an example. These are this is just an LED light. You can see it'll probably come out real all crazy here. One of the benefits, gets a lot of light, use just a little bit of battery. Okay, so you can pick these up at the dollar store, the flea market. And then I always say, like, the rule I always have is one is none. If you really need one, then you need two, because whenever Murphy shows up and everything goes south on you, you're going to need the backup. That includes batteries. So make sure you have the batteries for it. You've already loaded the batteries, not in the time that you think you're going to need it because, oh, you know what, it's dark now. I need to find my batteries to put them in my flashlight and make things happen. Okay, that's not going to work out. Okay, so somebody might be wondering, well, are flashlights TSA approved? Yes, they are. Now, that being said, it is at discretion of the TSA. You can carry these in your carry-on, okay? But it's at the discretion of the TSA. Generally speaking, it's never going to be longer than about 7 inches, and if it's got some serrated stuff on it, things like that, that's not going to fly. That doesn't mean you can't put in your check luggage, but for a lot of you that fly like a little on the cheap, or maybe you're just like, you're going this flight or that flight and you're just using a backpack, you want to be able to carry it on. This isn't considered, obviously, like a big threat item. Batteries in there. Bring yourself an extra set of batteries. Okay, so have it ready to go. So I always recommend LED just because it's going to be a power saver. So, so how's this going to make things different, man? How's it going to change things for me on my travels? I'll tell you, those times when you need to go through your luggage, even if you're on a flight, you're on the train, you're on a boat, you need to get around, you need to go from one place to another, this is the thing that's going to make a difference. Okay, a little bit of flashlight will give you that ability to go through there. Okay, in your room environment, say you're in a hostel, you're in a youth hostel and you need to get to the bathroom, you use this community area, you're going to go there without a flashlight, you're going to use your cell phone flashlight with you. This is a super handy thing to have with you as you travel around. I like the little ones in the back, so it just has this little push point to it, so you can see that it's pretty simple, and it stays on. You don't have to fight with it like a little side button. I think I paid like maybe $2 for these. A lot of times, some companies, if you go to events, they'll throw them out and give them out as like little freebies. Hey, some of those other things. Let's talk about lighting in your hotel room, your hostel. Unlike most countries in the world, some countries lose power on a regular basis. So if your hotel loses power, the city loses power, that particular block loses power, this is your lifeline, having this little flashlight to get around and see at night, to get to the fire escape, to get to the stairwells, to get you out of the place if you need to get around. Light can make a big difference. If you're worried about a sound that comes in by your window in your hotel room or whatever, and you turn a light on, you can't get to the wall to turn the light on, but you have this by your bed, a huge difference, okay? Another thing, if you're traveling with children, this is a big thing. It's nice to have next to the bed. If they get nervous at night, they're in a new place, to have that flashlight nearby them. It's a big deal, okay? I always say to have two because car repairs always happen. at nighttime when you're away from everything you need. That's usually when things happen. Your wheel blows out, something happens, and you don't have, even trying to find your tools sometimes, even in the trunk, can be a nightmare. But if you have that one flashlight with you, it can be a game changer. So talking about like your safety and traveling alone, or if you're traveling with friends, a lot of times what happens is people get hit by cars or vehicles or motorbikes, leaving clubs, or they're traveling at night. And I always tell them, like, one of the best things you could do is take this little flashlight, turn it on, and I have a little D-ring here. So you just take your D-ring and you just clip it onto the side of yourself. But wherever you're leaving, you've got this kind of dangling off of there. And so cars coming by, it's not going to be foolproof, but it's going to give you the benefit, some little bit of chance to survive in some of these other countries where maybe they don't have a lot of street lighting. It's going to make you stand out. I also recommend maybe throwing a lanyard on here, throw a lanyard around you, so you just hang it off your neck. It's hanging off your neck. So it's one of those things, you're leaving the club late at night, you can strap it on the side, or even if you're walking around at night, it doesn't hurt. If you're walking the dog at night around your own neighborhood at home, take a little flashlight, strap it on the hip, under the dog itself in case it gets away. It's going to give you a little bit of more safety. If you're one of those people that hikes and goes on trips, never hurts to have a flashlight. So the other thing I'll tell you, like, in a consideration is it's also a weapon of opportunity if you need it. So if I have this and I take this off, now I can swing this around. It's not going to have a huge amount of girth to it. This is a pretty small, much smaller flashlight, but if you have one that's maybe about, like I said, you can get around 7 inches of a flashlight, and a good heavy metal flashlight will give you a lot of weight to it. But you could really hit somebody hard. So it could be a weapon of opportunity without actually being a weapon and having issues with the TSA or even the host country police forces that you're with at the time. So I hope that this gave you a little bit as a tip to go forward. I know it's a small thing. It's one of those things kind of people overlook. Just remember, like, flashlight, make sure you have the batteries, make sure you have 2. Okay, 1 is none. Just remember the rule, 1 is none. If you really need it that bad, you should have a second one. Okay, it doesn't have to be a big one. This one's pretty small. You don't have to go full size. I'll actually post the TSA link so you can actually see it from the TSA. Now, every country is different, so it's usually at the discretion of the facility whether it comes on or not. If it can't go on, it has to go in your check luggage. So that's kind of just a takeaway, but it's always nice to have it with you at any time. So that's why I always recommend it. So I hope you saw this, got some value out of this. If you did, please share it with your friends and your colleagues. If you have any comments or where a flashlight has really helped you in the past when you had one with you, or the times that you really wish you had one, I'd love to hear about it. Please leave in the comments below. Like and share this. If you're looking for more information on travel safety tips, visit our webpage or our YouTube page. And as we say, a special task: know before you go.